Welcome, gentlemen, to a special-length episode about the modern Western woman's journey and mindset. As we ask, where have all the good men gone, while illustrating the attitudes of modern Western women of various ages and experiences? What leads them to feministic independence? Why do they always complain about it after? As they explain in their own words, their regret and loneliness.
Question, where are we meeting the men that actually want to date and be in a relationship? Because it's not the dating apps. It's not the coffee shops. I've been trying that. I've been trying that for a while now. Definitely not the bars. Not at my age, because they're all like 21, 22, so they definitely don't want to be in a relationship, and I definitely do not want to be a cougar. Nothing wrong with that. Just not my type. I, again, tend to go about 8 to 10 years older than me. I found out even those don't want to date for a relationship. Even they are still figuring things out. Yeah, they are. So where are we meeting the ones that want to date and be in a relationship? That want to date to eventually get into a relationship? That are dating to see if we're compatible for a relationship, not other things. No. I need to know, because I have yet to find them. And I've been looking, so maybe I should stop looking. I don't know. But if you know, please let me know. Help your girl out. Where are we meeting the good men? Where are we meeting the men that actually want to be in a real relationship? Let me know.
Well, after years of being told that chivalry and traditionalism is sexist and positive masculinity being vilified, it has naturally affected the modern man's behavior.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
Gentlemen, please drop your ideas in the comments and tell us what your experience is. Let's unravel the answer to the question. Why are men checking out of modern traditional relationships? Well, to start with, let's see how some of the most popular modern female TV hosts in America talk about their view of modern men.
So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. And only one said she thought women needed a man in their lives, only one. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women, most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
As a man, I'd say it's because men are grateful and know how hard it is to keep society and a family going in this modern tough day and age. But let's hear what these ladies think.
Because men are useless. I mean, love it. And by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody can gossip like gay men. Nobody can help you accessorize like gay men. Nobody can help you keep you from doing harm to yourself like gay men. But with the exception of somebody like Steve, I think Steve is very self-sufficient.
That's Joy's husband.
But like my husband, it takes a village of women to make sure that he's not emaciated, starving, and living in his own filth. He can, you know.
Yeah.
How about you?
Modern women. She disrespects her own husband openly on live TV in front of everybody, and the whole audience laughs. No wonder men have started to check out.
I need my man 3 to 4 times a week. And good for you guys.
Do you hear that, gentlemen? Society, largely created and maintained by men, has made the modern Western woman so comfortable that they have started to take men for granted. But men are not reciprocating anymore for the sake of being belittled for it.
Broadly speaking, I feel like men have proven largely useless.
It's pure disrespect, gentlemen. Men don't talk about ladies in the same manner. What has happened to modern Western society?
But women have conversations about their feelings. Men talk about sports, cars, all that stuff.
I don't know. My husband talks about his feelings with his
Maybe he's
friends.
gay. Next.
Maybe it's just the middle-aged women. Let's check in with some of the younger Western ladies.
I've decided me and my boyfriend are probably going to have to break up. I've just been getting a ton of red flags from him lately, and today was my last straw. He took it upon himself to plan our entire Valentine's Day plans and didn't ask me once, what I wanted to do. I was going through his phone to, be psycho, and I saw, everything that he had planned, and when I saw it, I was disgusted. For starters, the restaurant he booked was 4.9 stars, and if I would have taken Instagram pictures there and my friends looked the place up and saw that, I would have been humiliated, 5 stars or nothing. Then I saw he ordered me red roses. How basic can we be? He knows I like pink, he knows I like purple, he just doesn't think about.
Listen to the ridiculous expectations. Nothing is good enough. What kind of stupid game is this? Here's another average modern Western woman.
Biggest pet peeve?
Guys, when guys ask me what I bring to the table. Ew.
What do you bring to the table?
I am the table.
What do you bring to the table?
I bring good veg.
That's all you bring to the table?
Yep.
That's it. You don't feel like you need to bring anything else?
Nope, not for you.
She said it herself, gentlemen. The young modern Western woman feels like she needs to bring nothing to the table, and she is proud of it. Girl power, boss babes. How attractive. Social media and dating apps have built these modern ladies' delusions up so much that they behave as if they are God's very gift upon this earth. It's a red flag, gentlemen. Often with modern beauty comes pure arrogance and a messiah complex.
Out of 1 through 10, 10 being the nicest, how would you rate yourself?
I'm a 10.
On looks, 1 through 10, how would you rate yourself?
10.
On personality, 1 through 10, how would you rate yourself?
20.
In bed, 1 through 10, how would you rate yourself?
20.
Intelligence, 1 through 10, how would you rate yourself?
About an 8.
Well, at least we got an honest answer.
Can you believe the arrogance? And here's another one.
This is just a reminder for men that scientists have now discovered a way for women to impregnate themselves using their own bone marrow. And the only child that can result from those pregnancies are female. So we no longer have any need for you, genetically or physically. So, tread lightly.
If those are modern Western single women's attitudes, why don't we take a look at a married modern Western lady's mindset and see if that's better?
I'm not going to thank my husband for putting a new trash bag into the trash can. I'm not going to thank him for putting his clothes in the hamper. I'm not going to thank him for unloading the dishwasher. I'm not going to thank him for changing a diaper. I'm not going to thank him for cleaning a toilet. I'm not going to thank him for making the bed. I'm not going to thank him for doing any of the things that just come with living in a house. If he would have to do it, if I didn't live here, if he lived by himself and that was still a required task, I'm not saying thank you. That is just part of existing in a functioning home.
I'm not sure where this line of thought came from, that if we say thank you or show any type of gratitude, that we are enabling lazy men and that we will end up receiving less. Ladies, that is not how men work. And could you imagine if a man took the same line of thought and he decided he would no longer praise you for caring for your children, for making dinner, or for doing housework? Men are results driven, which is why gratitude, even for the small things, goes a long way.
Gratitude seems to be lost on the modern Western woman. While men are more reasonable and understand the give and take and the quid pro quo of every relationship, it seems that the modern woman has lost her way. Thanks to social media, the internet, and the rise of OnlyFans, many modern ladies have become arrogant, demanding, untrustworthy, unpleasant to be around, and addicted to attention and drama. While we have had decades of females screaming to be boss babes, independent, self-serving, and belittling traditional relationships and healthy masculinity, now it seems that the tides are turning. When they finally get what they have been asking for all this time, here comes the awakening.
Before women had the right to vote, most were stay-at-home wives, which meant they weren't working jobs and couldn't be taxed. Our overlords didn't like that. Rockefeller started funding feminist campaigns in media, and as a consequence of the movement, women started entering the workforce and leaving the home. Children would then be separated from their parents and sent to Rockefeller-funded schools to be indoctrinated by the state. All of this ultimately disrupting the family unit at its core. Feminism is defined as the belief in social, economic, and political equality of the sexes. But in the West, I must must ask, what rights do men have that women don't? Modern feminists are convincing women that hookup culture, using hormonal birth control, and not shaving is liberation, that toxic masculinity is prevalent and the patriarchy must be dismantled.
Notice, none of these things were down to men. All of these things are what modern Western women have been crying out for and demanding.
Working for the man, climbing the corporate ladder and paying tax is more empowering and valuable than raising the next generation. Women have lost touch with our natural loving instincts and birth rates are plummeting. Men and women are not the same. And by protesting for equality of outcome rather than opportunity, feminists are demonizing and emasculating.
It was all lies, female-generated lies.
How I viewed men and women and relationships.
So you think the biggest lie of feminism was a lie, I guess? Fair enough.
Unfortunately.
What's the biggest lie that feminism sells women, in your opinion?
That women don't need a man.
And there we have it, gentlemen. It's really not complicated, and it never has been. In a traditional relationship, a man and a woman commit to each other for mutual benefit. Somehow, these modern Western ladies forget this along the way, and before they know it, they are crying on the internet.
I can't stop crying. I'm happy, and I love my life. But I feel so goddamn lonely, and it terrifies me. Everyone's getting married or having kids and starting a new chapter in their life with their friends and whatnot, and I'm just here on my own, in my own home.
This was a boss babe. Independent, strong, I don't need no man, and I'm a princess average Western girl. Now around her 30s, already she's caved in, given up on all the female propaganda.
In my own home, working and surviving. And I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's just me who's experiencing this, but I just feel so lonely and it's scary.
Unfortunately for her, it is not just her who is experiencing this. In fact, there seems to be a modern epidemic of regretful, tired boss babes begging on the internet these days. Gentlemen, remember, their problems are not yours to solve. If they are not relationship material, willing to be loving and reciprocal rather than tiresome, dramatic, and demanding, there is no need for us gentlemen to encumber ourselves on their behalf.
I'm tired of it. I don't want to be INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? That means independent, motherfucker. I don't want to be independent anymore. I don't want to be independent anymore. I want to be a housewife. I want to have kids. I don't want to work. I've been working since I was 14. I'm almost 25. I've been independent since I was 18. I'm almost 25. I'm over it.
Isn't her swearing and loud clapping enticing, gentlemen?
I'm over it. I want to stay at home. I want to stay at home. I want to be submissive. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to work. I don't want to make money. I want to raise children. I want to be a housewife. I want to be happy.
All I hear is, I want, and I don't want to work. And a man would provide her this circumstance and maintain it for what? Let's see what else she is offering.
I want to do as I please. At fucking home! What the fuck is this independence? I'm over it. I'm over it!
How charming. Where do I sign up? With an attitude like that, these are where these modern ladies end up, taking therapy and advice from strangers on their TikToks.
Do any other single 32-year-old women get depressed, extremely depressed, around the holidays, or is it just me? It doesn't bother me any other time, I'm fine. But like, come November all the way to like February, I'm like, okay. All of my siblings from 16 years old to 40-something years old, all have somebody, okay? They have boyfriends, girlfriends, they're married, they have children, like families. And then there's Brittany, alone with her French bulldog that she's codependent on. They walk in the front door with their family and their kids, and they're, oh, Merry Christmas, blah, blah, and then I show up by myself. Hey. I appreciate my family because they include my dog and everything as if he's my kid. Like, I'm truly grateful, but like, fuck. When is it my turn? And then you have New Year's. I'm not going to the club. I'm not doing all that. I want to be home. But like, I want to be home with somebody. But like, I don't have anybody. Nobody's calling me. Nobody's texting me.
Do you hear that? It's like clockwork. She is now a dog or cat lady. She sees her dog as her baby because she has literally nobody else. But this is the independence she asked for. And here's another one, this time a divorcee, who got drunk on the I'm better and stronger and more independent Kool-Aid propaganda.
I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's fucking sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. This one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one, and my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just gonna call it like a TI is. All the while my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way.
Being strong and capable most of my life, being the friend that could muscle through anything or that always had the solution to all the problems is a trauma response. It is a cloak of protection to keep me from being vulnerable. If I didn't need anything, then I didn't have to rely on anything, and nobody could ever let me down. And it's tiring to be strong. It's tiring to be everything for everybody. It's exhausting.
Gentlemen, she is correct. It is tiring to be strong and independent. Being strong takes sacrifice, constant, never-ending hard work, dedication, commitment, stoicism. As men, we are brought up without being pampered and protected by society, and we learn the hard way what responsibility for one's own happiness and success in life takes. It's certainly not easy at all, but all the most valuable things in life come from hard work, struggle, and taking personal responsibility. Don't forget, gentlemen, personal responsibility for your own goals and standards is key. You'd think that at some point these ladies would finally want to have a loyal and reciprocal relationship, but gentlemen, always beware.
I got married young. I was 21, barely, like 3 days, 21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. And I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning. Like that I wasn't gonna make it. And I didn't know what that feeling was. I just thought it was fighting for me. I was pushing him away. But I never truly accepted happiness. I left the good guy. He looks at and is like, that's a dad. That's a husband. That's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes. He cleaned the house. He took the kids to school. He worked all day. He made good money. He supported us. I mean, yeah, we had our problems, but he was the good guy. So I'm here to tell you, it's okay to leave the good guy.
And here we go again. Another modern Western woman who, by her own admission, tells us just how wonderful her husband was and what a great family they had together. And still, she left. You see, gentlemen, these misguided modern Western women base everything on feelings in the short term. But it won't be long until she is complaining on TikTok that her ex-husband has moved on, or that being independent is too tiring, but she can't find any new men serious enough to take her on for a proper relationship at her age. And if you date her, she'd be violating your privacy and gossiping all about you on the internet too. That in itself is a disqualification for a serious relationship. Don't fall for these tearful modern Western ladies who are only interested because they want an easy life from you based on your hard work, while they refuse to reciprocate in any traditional way so that they can spend their time on TikTok trying to get attention in their middle ages. Finally, here is a clip of a reasonable modern Western woman trying to explain why chivalry and traditionalism is dead for these modern entitled brats.
Why would I be chivalrous to a woman who is not going to be a lady for me? Like, there is so much effort that's being put on me,
the same thing as,
so
like,
much expectation as a man, but there is very little expectation upon a woman.
And listen, I think a man, if he is following the true, like, traditional masculine path, I think he should have the inclination, but he should have the self-respect to know, like, hey, I'm not being treated with reciprocity here. There is not a woman who is meeting this expectation as a lady, and therefore, that's insane to give up my fucking existence on this beautiful planet for a woman who doesn't give a shit about me.
That goes both ways.
And he should have the inclination, but that doesn't mean that it's right for him to do it. Listen, I feel all the time, I think of these active shooter situations, I feel like I'd jump in front of a bullet for fucking anybody because I'm a caring, nurturing, loving person. But I'm telling you, when it's on a date, like, I don't understand why women are expecting men to open doors, pay the bill, show up, and do all these things when women are out there texting 5,000 men at the same time and setting up all these different dates and sleeping with all these different people.
Okay, but let's not demonize women. Men are doing it too. Like,
we're not.
It's just we
we're talking. We're not taking these.
Open the door's not
men
that
are dogs.
serious.
Men are dogs. Listen, men are dogs
standards.
too.
Hold
but
on.
we're talking about, in this scenario, the expectation that's on men versus women. We're not talking about how men, I know men who've slept around. Listen, every time that I slept around with a man, there was a man waiting right there to exploit my brokenness. So yes, I know what you're saying. But what I am saying is I didn't act like a lady, so they didn't act like gentlemen, and I shouldn't have expected them to act like gentlemen.
So then you feel like you deserved it because of that, or I'm not following.
I think that I was not behaving in a way that is conducive.
If you're not a lady, why do you expect
not going to be treated like a man to be a gentleman.
Yeah, that's it.
Men aren't obligated
it's
to
wrong.
give their life up for a stranger.
It's just
and they're not obligated
wrong.
to open doors and do all these things for you.
Yeah.
They do it because they want to do it for a lady who cares for them, who is willing to put in the same effort on her end, maybe in a different capacity because she's a woman and not a man. But I'm saying it's supposed to be a mutual thing here. It's not supposed to be men do this amazing chivalrous thing all the time and take care of us and treat us well, and yet women can do whatever the hell they want.
I don't think anyone proposed that either, though.
We're talking about a man.
I think that's what our society
It's
kind of shifted towards, though.
I think it's just crazy that you can sit here and say that there would be an expectation on a man to sacrifice his life, ultimate chivalry, for a woman who's just
Taking dick
totally
from anybody
degenerate, who's a total degenerate,
Yes.
who's not a lady, who's not moving in a traditional way, who's currently having sexual intercourse with 3 other men. How, like, I don't understand the logic.
Precisely. How did Western relationships get to such a low point?
Like, he should have the inclination as a man, like, yes, I have this inclination as my natural masculinity. I do want to provide and protect. But, like, we are never going to progress as a society if we don't look at how both of us have a responsibility to act in a certain way towards one another. You can't expect something from one gender.
And there we have it, gentlemen. Men have had enough. We have no reason to risk losing our life's work and savings to a modern Western independently minded lady that preaches both equality and victimhood at the same time. The days of Schrodinger's feminism is over. One cannot be strong, equal, and independent, and at the same time demand traditionalism from modern men in exchange for nothing but insolence. Let's conclude today's video with a dose of equality that shows us the funny side of all this mess. Remember, gentlemen, please don't forget to leave your comments on your own experience as a modern man in the comments below. Do you think that the tides are finally turning? Or are modern relationships doomed in the West?
I'm standing on the train and look at all these men. What happened to giving up your seat for women? No man offered me a seat. Excuse me, are you going to get up?
What?
Are you going to get up?
Are you pregnant?
No.
Are you for equality?
Yes.
Then fuck off. And fuck off.
Sensational.
Lord, give me a sign.